Hi everybody, this is Dave down in Australia. I'm just going to show you quickly how to use sidechain compression in Reason. Sorry if this is something which people have seen 1,000 times before, but it's an assignment, so I thought I'd do the easy thing. But look, this is a very commonly used sort of creative effect with compression, and I don't do much with dance music, but to me, it's what I recognise as adding that sort of stylistic um, processing to dance music. And so this is how I've set this up here in Reason. This is Reason 7, by the way. It's a beta test. Really enjoying mucking around with this. The full version should be fantastic. So we've got two subtractors here. One is just a simple saw sort of pad, and the other of which is just a bass patch. And then here's the redrum down here with the stock standard disco patch loaded. So what you're going to hear in the MIDI recording here is a very simple sort of chord progression. So it's boring as batshit, really. But look, we should be able to make that sound a little bit better as we apply our sidechain compression. So what you'll see here is two compressors set up below the bass and the pad there, and they've got really high ratios set on them. So pretty much acting as limiters. And the attack and release are set such that you should see gain reduction happening, and that gain reduction should be occurring roughly so that it's in time with basically the offbeats. So you'll hear that pulsing sort of change to the pad. What's triggering that is a secondary kick down here, and the secondary kick is going through a Spider audio splitter, and the splitter is sending the kick into the sidechain inputs of each of the compressors. So what the compressor is hearing, I think of that is the kick drum down here, and that kick drum is triggering. It's getting well above that threshold, and the reasonably quick attack and release are quickly reducing the gain of the pad that's coming through. So if we play the pad on its own, and we'll introduce this kick here. And automatically everyone recognizes that effect. That's to me is what sort of defines the dance sort of sound these days. And it's usually used very heavily. Important to note is you really get the most out of this effect depending on the input gain into the compressor. So we'll just muck around with the settings here to see what happens. So if we turn the input gain down, you hear it still happening, but it's really not as obvious because there isn't that much reduction to do. So even though the threshold is being hit by the input from the kick over and over, because the gain, or the sort of amplitude of the signal coming in isn't that high to start with, there's not that much gain reduction going on. But if you turn this up, you'll see it becoming more and more obvious. I think that's more what we're used to, that really profound high ratio limiting. If we bring it down, and of course the point of this effect is really to make your drum sound really clear. I mean, people might have heard this effect, the sidechain compression effect, referred to as ducking, or the other word is pumping, and this is why, when you hear this, what is really a boring beat. Listen to that. That's just stock standard red drum right there. But as it cuts through this mix with the gain reduction you see going on there, it sounds much more interesting. So hopefully that's some help. To me, that's sort of like most classical sort of use of compression as a creative effect that I could think of, and hopefully this assists you guys in making fun music. Okay.